Hey everyone, it's Jessica Jacobson with this marketing strategy team at Whole Growth Partners with this month's marketing pop-up. Today we are joined by Katie Soyka of Katie Soyka Photography to talk about reimagining your team photos and headshots. So let's get started. Everyone's heard the old adage, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, no one has the time or attention to read those 1,000 words, so we would love to let imagery tell part of that brand story. Second, it makes your team more relatable and familiar to clients or prospects that are coming new into your firm. It helps to share a preview of what your client experience might look like. So whether you're getting photos taken in your office or in a conference room, it gives that expectation and transparency of what a client can expect in working with you. And last but not least, we say show and tell. Prospects like to know what to expect as part of this experience. So what better way to show them instead of just doing endless text and endless text?
When we're talking about brand photography, there's nothing wrong with traditional photography, but I find that moving towards a lifestyle photo shoot is a powerful way to make yourself stand out in the marketplace and, most importantly, connect to your ideal clients. When you look at the images on the left, they're more formal, they have a plain background, they're nice, but they're also what everybody else is doing. And when we think about lifestyle brand images, they are contemporary, they're personality focused, the location is true to life, and they are able to create a connection through emotion.
We'd now love to dig into actually making these photos happen. I'd love for you to share some of the best tips and tricks for helping teams get the best outcome for their photo shoot.
Well, my first tip is we always start with where are you going to use the images? This is something I ask my clients to figure out by telling me what are their three biggest goals for the upcoming year. Are you doing a website refresh and rebranding? Are you going to try to do more training or more speaking engagements? Are you trying to attract people to work for you so that you want to show that you have a dynamic workforce? That will all affect where we shoot, how we shoot, and where those images are going to go. So if they're going on a website, we're going to shoot wide images for those splash. We're going to get lots of details for all of your copy. If you want to do speaking and training, we can do something as she's doing here. She's posing in front of a room. So the first thing we talk about is where will you use the images, and it's important to share that with the photographer. Now, when it comes to the overall vision of your photo shoot, you might have an exact idea of what you're looking to do, and you might need some help and inspiration. So you can go to places like Pinterest and type in your industry and brand photos, see what resonates with you. You can look at your competition, what are they doing, always keeping in mind how you're different and the brand story that you want to tell. You can see ideas on your photographer's website or other branding work that other photographers have done. And I find that this step really helps my clients go from being overwhelmed or nervous about a photo shoot to excited because they see what you can accomplish through branding. When you are booking a photographer, here are some great questions to ask. Number one, what is your timeline? Maybe you're working towards a deadline or you want the images by a certain time. Then you will want to find out when they can fit you in and what their typical turnaround time is for final images. Number two, what is included? Price is one thing, but you want to get into the details as far as what that includes because photographers really vary. Personally, my pricing is based on the amount of time we spend together and then you receive the edited digital images. Some photographers, you need to choose your favorites and pay a la carte pricing. You will also want to know what kind of support they give you post photo shoot as far as helping with crop or helping retouch those images. And finally, you can ask them if they can share some examples. If you have a vision in your mind that you want to create and you don't necessarily see that work portrayed on their website, It's a great idea to ask if they've done something similar that they can share with you. I get requests often for work I've done, for example, in a large group or food photography, sessions that might not be featured on my website, but I'm always happy to pull together a portfolio to share examples of my work. And now let's talk location. When you are ready to book, where that photo shoot takes place is very important for setting the tone of your brand images. I usually suggest finding an indoor location unless being outside is a big part of your brand story, because then it's climate controlled and weather controlled. So you can go at a studio, a lifestyle studio is what I recommend. You can also use your brick and mortar location. You can rent an Airbnb. You can use a co-working space. Hotel lobbies, museums, and other public buildings all make great, unique locations for a photo shoot. You also want to keep in mind seasonality. Ideally, you would like your brand imagery to be evergreen, which means it's valid all year round and can be used over and over again. So you might not want to be in a tank top out by a field of flowers, for example, and that's going to get you the most bang for your buck. When we are looking at colors to use and what to wear, here are my biggest tips. You want to dress on brand and you want your session to be cohesive. And so I suggest dressing on brand for you, usually about one step up from what you would typically wear for a meeting or for an event. Don't forget to accessorize, it adds visual interest. And go ahead and put on those clothes ahead of time, look in a mirror, or better yet, have somebody snap a photo of you with your cell phone of both sitting and standing in the outfits, because that can help you tell if the fabric and the color and the cut is flattering for your body. When we talk about having a large team photo, my biggest tip is to coordinate, don't match. So if you kind of give your team the colors to stick within and let them know how formal they need to go, then they can choose their outfits and maybe even bring one or two options, and your photographer can help you finalize that on photo shoot day. And now we have come to my favorite section, talking about props. Props really, in my opinion, make a brand photo shoot shine. Why do we use props? You can share more about your brand story. They give you something to do with your hands, and they can give you something to talk about. They aid in content creation. So some prop ideas of things you want to bring on shoot day are tools of your trade. What are you using every day? Your computer, your calculator, your phone. Do you have signage? Do you have branded items? Are plants important in your life? You can also bring some personal items like your favorite books or a coffee mug or wine or champagne or something like that to kind of go a little softer with your brand photos and really create a connection with your ideal clients. Another aspect to preparing for your photo shoot is coordinating hair and makeup. You can be styled as natural as you like for your images. But for most women, our day-to-day makeup and hair might not be photo shoot ready. So if you go ahead and book hair and makeup, which I do usually suggest, then you can rest assured that you will be looking your best on photo shoot day and know that your brand is represented in its highest light. When it comes to the day of your shoot, keep in mind that we are not having a photo shoot because we think we are models. We are doing this to elevate our brand, to create an impressive connection with our ideal clients, and to communicate what is special about your company in the most cohesive and clear way possible. So when you come at it from that perspective, you can feel comfortable, you can feel empowered, and just be photographed as the expert that you are. On the day of your shoot, relax and have fun. That's easier said than done, right? So here are some tips. Give yourself plenty of time to get there. If you are nervous, take some deep breaths and recenter and think about why you're doing it. And I always suggest playing music. You can also bring somebody along if that makes you feel comforted, knowing that you have a familiar face there to help you out. And finally, I truly believe that when you invest in yourself through professional photography, you step into your power and raise your voice. All of the pre-work that you have done ensures you're in good hands and that they will pose you and capture you in your highest light. And so in this way, you create purposeful, authentic photography that elevates your brand with every image.
Wow, Katie, thank you so much for sharing that wealth of information with everyone today. For those of you interested in learning more about Katie and her services, you can scan the QR code in the bottom right of your screen. For those of you interested in learning more about Whole Growth Partners and the services we offer, scan the QR code in the bottom left of your screen. Thanks again for joining us, everyone. We look forward to seeing you again soon.